Some men go to war and come back changed. Terry de la Mesa Allen went to war, got shot in the face, and somehow came back better. Today, we're diving into the story of one of the most unorthodox, fearless, and downright legendary generals the U.S. ever put on a battlefield. A man his own peers nicknamed Terrible Terry, not because he was cruel, but because he was unstoppable. Allen wasn't the polished parade ground type of officer. He wasn't the guy with the perfect uniform or the spotless boots. He was the kind of leader who didn't care about titles, didn't care about rigid formality, and didn't care about impressing the brass. His men didn't call him General Allen, they called him Terry, because he fought beside them, drank with them, gambled with them, and lived like one of them. War correspondents adored him. Soldiers worshipped him. High-ranking officers? They couldn't stand him. He didn't play their political games, didn't bow to their egos, and didn't pretend to be part of their aristocratic club. But he was so effective in combat that even General Patton refused to go into battle without him. Terry Allen was the kind of commander who earned loyalty the hard way, by bleeding with his men and leading from the front. Despite all that, most people today have never heard his name. So let's change that. Terry Allen was born April 1, 1888, at Fort Douglas, Utah. He wasn't just born on a military installation, he was practically bred for the military. His father was Colonel Samuel Allen, who served 43 years in the Army. His grandfather on his mother's side was Colonel Carlos Alvarez de la Mesa, who fought at Gettysburg. Terry grew up on military posts across the West. The first things he learned after walking were riding horses, drinking, chewing tobacco, gambling, and shooting. Basically living like an enlisted cavalry soldier. By age 10, he was practically in the Army, following his father to work every day. At 19, he went to West Point. He became known for two things. He was phenomenal at anything involving real soldiering and absolutely terrible at everything else. He racked up more demerits than anyone in his class. His uniform was never perfect, his fingernails were dirty, he drank in class, cheated on exams, and acted exactly like someone raised around enlisted men. He wasn't popular with classmates. The officer corps at the time was still very aristocratic, and Terry didn't play their game. He also had a severe stutter, which made him an easy target for ridicule. At 21, he was kicked out of West Point. He didn't quit. He enrolled in a Catholic university, graduated at 24, enlisted in the Army, and competed for a cavalry officer slot, which he won. 5 months after his West Point class graduated, Terry was commissioned. He was sent to the U.S.-Mexico border to stop smugglers and gun runners. He got into frequent skirmishes, his first taste of combat. When he wasn't fighting, he had to mingle with the aristocratic officer class, and he still didn't fit in. But he gained popularity because he was an incredible horseman, and officers loved polo. Terry became captain of his polo team and led them to victory against a regional champion by training his men to shoot goals at a 1-yard target instead of the standard 8. His leadership style was already showing. When World War I began, Terry volunteered for overseas duty. He was assigned to a supply company, but he wanted infantry combat. So he simply walked into an infantry officer graduation ceremony, got in line, and when the commander said he didn't recognize him, Terry stared him down and said, "I'm Allen, why don't you?" The commander, unsure, handed him the certificate. Terry became a temporary infantry major. In France, he fought in the Saint-Mihiel offensive and the Meuse-Argonne, the largest battle in American history. He fought on the front lines, was wounded 4 times, and each time returned to combat before doctors cleared him. One injury was a gunshot to the face. Not only did he survive, not only did he return to combat, the shot somehow cured his stutter. As he gained experience, he started forming his own ideas. One of them, why are we fighting in daylight? Let's attack at night where nobody can see anything. Americans thrive in chaos. When ordered to take a position with expected casualties of 200-300 men, Terry said no. He launched a night attack instead. One company commander protested, insisting they follow orders. Terry shot him through the ass cheek and said, "There, you're wounded. Thank you. You're welcome." The XO took over, they attacked at night, and took the objective with only 20 casualties. Night combat became Terry's specialty. After the war, he stayed in Europe until 1920, played polo against the British, and unknowingly became drinking buddies with the future King of England. Back in the US, he was reduced to captain, standard practice after wartime temporary promotions. In 1922, he was ordered to compete in a 300-mile horse race against a legendary cowboy named Keene. Everyone expected the cowboy to win. Terry dominated the race, even stopping for breakfast one morning. When Keene's horse couldn't get feed one night, Terry ordered the army to deliver feed so he could beat the cowboy fairly. He won by 7 hours. Between the wars, Terry rewrote cavalry doctrine, published a book, and served as assistant commander in 3 divisions. His men consistently believed they were the best outfit in the army. In 1940, he became a brigadier general. In 1942, he became a major general and took command of the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One. His second in command was Theodore Roosevelt Jr., son of President Theodore Roosevelt. Both men were rough around the edges, hated military pageantry, and cared deeply about their soldiers. Terry became friends with his men. They called him Terry. He didn't care about perfect uniforms, only spotless weapons and competence. He didn't micromanage. He picked the right men, told them the objective, and let them figure out how to achieve it. In Operation Torch, the Big Red One landed in Algeria and advanced toward Oran. When they encountered heavy resistance in the town of St. Cloud, Terry refused to waste lives or bombard civilians. He surrounded the town and moved on. An early version of island-hopping strategy applied to towns. After marching 25 miles, soaked and exhausted, Terry found a rifle company sheltering in a ditch. Instead of chewing them out, he looked at Oran in the distance and said, "There's a lot of good-looking girls in that city ready to welcome the liberating Americans. There's gold in them hills." His men got up and pushed forward. They took Oran, but command wanted to break up his division to support other units. Terry was furious. After months of arguing, he stormed into Eisenhower's office and said, "Is this a private war, or can anybody get in?" Eisenhower reinstated his division, infuriating the officers Terry bypassed. With his division reunited, Terry trained them for night combat. Ordered to attack the city of Gafsa at first light, Terry ignored the order and attacked at night. His division took the city with minimal casualties. The next morning, Patton arrived expecting to witness the assault at dawn, only to find Terry had already taken the city. But Terry's success came with consequences. His men were fiercely loyal, but their relaxed discipline, encouraged by Terry's leadership style, angered senior commanders. When the Big Red One moved into Sicily, Terry's division fought hard and won, but their informal behavior off the battlefield drew criticism. General Omar Bradley, who valued strict discipline, clashed with Terry's more relaxed approach. Despite their battlefield success, Bradley relieved Terry Allen and Theodore Roosevelt Jr. of command after Sicily. It wasn't because they failed. It was because their leadership style didn't fit the image Bradley wanted for the Army. Terry took the hit without complaint, refusing to let his men see any bitterness. But the Army wasn't done with him. He was given command of the 104th Infantry Division, the Timberwolves. This division was built differently: night fighting, aggressive maneuvering, and relentless pressure. Terry trained them exactly the way he believed soldiers should fight: smart, fast, and fearless. Under his command, the Timberwolves became one of the most effective divisions in the European theater. They fought through France, Belgium, and into Germany, earning a reputation for precision and ferocity. Terry's night attack doctrine became their signature, and it worked. They liberated towns, broke enemy lines, and earned respect from every Allied unit they worked alongside. After the war, Terry Allen continued serving until retiring as a major general. He lived quietly, far from the spotlight he never cared about. His legacy wasn't medals or headlines, it was the loyalty of the men who served under him. Soldiers who fought beside him described him as the kind of leader you would follow into hell without hesitation. Terry de la Mesa. Allen wasn't the perfect officer. He wasn't polished. He wasn't political. He wasn't aristocratic. He was something rarer, a commander who loved his men, fought beside them, and led from the front. A man who got shot in the face and came back stronger. A man who rewrote doctrine, defied orders when they were stupid, and won battles others thought impossible. A soldier's general. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to help the channel out, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you so much.